G'day ladies and gentlemen, the Buttsman here. Hope you're doing not bad. I'm not bad, thanks for asking. Very good. Let's jump straight into it. On this video, I wanted to talk about something that was voted by the people, the great people of the world, a topic that they decided was the most important to talk about, and that is men's mental health. And the reason I'm wearing my Willem Powerfish shirt is because he is one of those people who is always on the forefront of that topic. Now, if you don't know, he's currently in a bit of a predicament, and I decided to have a podcast with him. That's up on the main channel right now. A podcast all about his current lawsuit and the problem he's in. He could be going to jail, the whole thing. Now, Powerfish, he has done an amazing job bringing men's mental health to the forefront. It's something that I've spoken about as well, particularly on my podcast, and I thought that I would bring it up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who don't know me or know anything about me, the year 2017, 2018, and 2019 were by far the hardest years of my life. I was relatively quietly suffering from a panic attack and anxiety disorder. It changed my life considerably. It almost ruined it in many cases, but in other cases it did actually make me a better person, and now that I look back on the problems that I faced, I feel like I'm actually happy that it happened, although it was difficult at the time. I live most of my life right now completely anxiety free. For that period of time that I'm speaking about, and I'm talking about proper anxiety here. I'm not talking about feeling a bit nervous. I'm feeling like your whole body is just, you feel like you want to jump out of your own skin. Constant state of fear, panic, paranoia, everything. Just, you're worried that you're going fucking insane. That type of anxiety. Now, I've never had depression, and maybe I can't speak on that, but I feel like I almost have a doctorate in anxiety, so I'll probably focus on that, but I'll touch on both. For that period of time, I think I was probably riddled with anxiety 99% of the time, and then for that 1%, which was basically when I went to bed at night, it was the only thing I looked forward to. And this is in the time period where my career was kicking off as well, so it was quite a complex thing to wrap your head around. Everything's going really well in your life, but it's also falling apart at the same time. It's very strange. Depression and anxiety are so closely intertwined. They can be linked to your immediate environment, your future environment, or your past environment, and by that I mean the things that were surrounding you then, now, and in the future. They can run in families, they could come and go, they could stay forever, and perhaps you'll never even encounter them. But you'll know someone who has or will. And having the right tools in place to deal with that, to help them through it, is so very important. I never quite understood how powerful the human brain is, but it can completely change the person you are, almost and seemingly in an instant. When I went through this bout of panic attack disorder and anxiety disorder, I could be sitting on the lounge trying to relax, completely in the zen state, if you will, that you seem to be after a long day, and you sit down and relax on the lounge, and I looked like I was calm as. But in reality, my brain was going a mile a minute, and I was acting like there was a fucking Tyrannosaurus sitting on the lounge next to me trying to eat my fucking balls. I looked calm on the surface, but like a duck trying to swim, I was desperately trying to stay afloat. Fuck, that sounded poetic. Write that down! So now that I've talked about how fucked up I am and how fucked up you probably are, what do we do about it? Well, when I started dealing with this problem, it just sort of come out of the blue one day when I was driving home. I had a mad panic attack. The thing that made it worse, and the thing that made me turn this into the focal point of my life, was obsessing about it. I would Google symptoms non-stop, trying to work out, I'm a very pragmatic person. I try and figure out what's wrong and deal with it immediately, and by doing this, it actually made it worse. So the first thing you can do is stop fucking Googling things. That has taken me so long to figure out. It took me like a year and a half. And it does make it better. Stop trying to fix things straight away, because if the whole... And I know this is a shit example, but if I tell you right now not to think about a purple elephant, don't think about it, don't do it, don't fucking do it, don't you fucking think about a purple elephant, you think about a purple elephant. And now think about a purple elephant with a massive dick trying to root a tiny duck, paddling very quickly. What an image. Point being, demanding that it goes away will only make it worse. Perhaps the same can be said about depression. Cementing it as your problem, as your diagnosis, as the thing that you need to change, maybe will make it worse. Maybe it won't. But particularly for me, it made it worse. For some reason, there is a desperate need for humans an innate need for humans to have control over everything, and in this case it can make it supremely worse. Once you've stopped Googling shit, then it's time to fix yourself. Sort of. At least work on yourself. And for some people, don't get me wrong, they're wired differently. They have these depressive traits from a young age, and maybe that's just how they're hardwired. I still think there is room for improvement, but maybe this isn't the video for you. But for others, it's created over time with a mismanagement of the human body, like a poor diet. If you eat shit all the time, if you eat sugar and refined carbs non-fucking stop, if you're smashing donuts every day after work, how the fuck do you expect to feel okay? If you don't move off the lounge all day, how do you expect to feel okay? If you don't have any goals or aspirations, if you hate your job, if you're in an abusive relationship, how are you supposed to feel okay? You can't. You need to change something. Something needs to change. You need to break apart that relationship. You need to change your habit of laying on the lounge doing fuck all. Go and train the fucking house down. Improve your diet. All that shit, all those things can be things that you can change. Because if you don't change them, they will change you. Then, and this is the most important part of working on yourself, talk to an expert. All right? This is what people are terrified of doing. I know everyone talks about, oh, there's a stigma with men's mental health. There's a stigma with mental health. No. Everyone talks about mental health openly, but they don't talk about it with fucking experts. They talk about it, oh, I've got depression, I've got anxiety, but they don't go and get help. That is where the stigma lies. Doing something about it. If you wanted to get a concrete slab poured for your new house, you wouldn't go and get some fucking mailman, some postie to do it for you. No! You get your local smacky, who also is a concreter, to do the job. Talk to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about. I saw a psychologist, but it took me 1.5 years to go and do it. If I did it at the start, this whole process would have been much quicker. Here's something that you don't hear very often when people talk about mental health. You don't see this in the fucking BuzzFeed articles and all that type of shit, or the men's health articles. If you try all of these things and they don't work, then maybe give medication a go. There is a stigma with antidepressants. People are prescribed antidepressants for both depression and anxiety, if you didn't know. And if that's something you might need to just get over the problem that you have. And I don't mean get over it as in, oh, get over it. I mean get over the fucking hurdle that is in front of you. Maybe you need to give medication a go. Because it can make this big picture, this big terrifying picture in front of you just a little bit smaller and allow you to deal with it accordingly. Maybe you need medication. Maybe you need it forever. Maybe you need it for a couple of months. You should try and get off it once everything is sorted. But maybe you need it. And a lot of people will say, no, you shouldn't talk about medication. No, you shouldn't do that. Listen, taking a pill every day is better than being dead. And lastly, know this. If you are someone who stumbled across this video because you are struggling at the moment, or you struggled in the past, or you're worried you might struggle in the future, all of which are realities, know this. You are not alone. I've been through these issues. The person living in the house next to you has been through these issues, or maybe they will in the future. You're not alone. Doesn't matter how big and tough you are, these will come for you. These demons that exist within all of humankind will come for you. Alright? I'm thinking about the fucking Hunters and Collectors song. I will come for you at night time. I will raise you from your sleep. I think that's a song about, like, masturbation or rooting. Anyway, I hope it is. Not bad. Coming to grips with all of this makes it less of a burden on you. Ladies and gentlemen, work on yourself. Go and see a professional, okay? And accept the fact that this is going to affect you at some point in your life, or it's affecting you now, but it will pass. It's not going to be as bad as it is right now forever. You can and you will get through this, all right? But now that I've got you in this hypnotic state, you will buy my merch. Buy my merch. Buy! Or not, I don't give a fuck, all right? But you should subscribe. Because every single week, there's a Pokemon video, which I'm sure you love, and that's why I got Pokemon cards next to me. There's a Pokemon video, and there's a Blokes Health video. So go and follow us on Blokes Health on Instagram as well, and be a good motherfucker. Peace in the middle, list me dick stinks, keep it moist, and I'll see you all very soon. Toodaloo, bye-bye.